Hello again. Get started on part 3 of playing the Psaltery by ear. Now, even if you read music, start working on memorizing some of the songs. Um, and speaking of reading music, I'll be talking about sources of music for the Psaltery in an upcoming video. I've got a great source of music that you can find online that's very inexpensive, and I believe you're going to really like it. So stay tuned for that video. But start you a song list of the songs that you have memorized that you can play by ear. Make that just the list of only those songs that you know by heart and you can play by ear. Most everyone has a computer nowadays, and if you have some kind of a word processing program on there, you can use. I use Microsoft, or I use WordPerfect. I use Publisher. I use that occasionally for most of what I do. But I've started a song list of the songs that we were working on, and I just titled it Rick's Psaltery Song List. So you remember from the previous video we did Mary Had a Little Lamb, we did Joy to the World, and Amazing Grace. Rick didn't do Amazing Grace. Well, we're going to get ready to do that one. So I went ahead and added it to the list. But you can see what I did on Mary Had a Little Lamb. I just used the note there. So, and you see how I've got certain notes grouped together. So the E there is the first note of the song. So I can quickly look at my song title. If I can't remember how it goes, if I just play those notes, E, D, C, D, E, 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 with the ones that are grouped together, I play them kind of together when I'm playing them. Let's try that. Just E, D, C, D, E, D, C, D, E, E, E. Those three together. Let's just play just no rhythm at all. It's hard to play that one without any rhythm. But you can hear that tune coming out. And then hopefully if you've got it memorized and you have worked through it and it's in your head, you will continue on with the whole song. So I've just got enough to get you started on the song, and that's a good thing to have handy. Joy to the World. I've got C, B, G, F, E, D, C. So starting at C and going all the way down the scale, you'll remember that if you do that and then play that to the tune of Joy to the World from your memory, you know what happens there. I'm trying to think of a way to distinguish between the octaves. So some songs aren't going to be in only one octave. So Mary Had a Little Lamb and Joy to the World were both in this. All the notes are in one octave. We didn't go out of one octave. But if we've got a song that goes into another octave and you've got some of the same notes there, how do we know which octave to play those in? So I've color coded on Amazing Grace there. I started with my G in the low octave, and then starting at the C is starting here at C in the upper octave. So all of the notes there that are in red, I play in this upper octave of notes. Anything that's black in the lower octave. And I suppose you could go on and do another color like green for the half octave down at the tip. Or if you've got a big baritone, you've got 3 octave or even more than that. You can color code however you want and however it makes sense to you to play. Yeah, start you a list. Do you notice that I've got them in alphabetical order? So if I had maybe 10 Christmas songs and I had 10 hymns, I could also do categories. I could put a subtitle of hymns and have all of my hymns in one place. I could have all of my Christmas songs in one place, and then everything else in another. You could keep going with the subtitles if you wanted to do that. Just however you want to go about keeping up with where to find the title of the song, and then just the first few notes. On some songs it doesn't really take that many notes. I kind of carried away there, so 4 or 5 notes may be enough on most songs to get you started. The most important note is going to be that first note of the song. If you don't start in the right place, nothing else is going to work out. So all of these songs are in the key of C. I've got the first note on there. Add to the list, print it whenever you want, keep it in your case or keep it close to your Psaltery so that you can refer back to it. Now, if you're memorizing songs and you're starting a list like this, if you just made a goal to work on one song a week, let's say that you did do one song a week. So in a year's time, your list is 52 songs long. Let's say you did two songs a week. So there you've got 104 songs in your list in a year's time. So that's up to you. I can tell you that the more you do this learning to play by ear and playing from memory and sounding out songs, picking out songs on your Psaltery to play and to get enough of it down so that you can play the whole song and add it to your list. Of course, you want to go back and review your list and play through the songs just to touch up your memory. But the more you do that, the easier it's going to get. You'll find that sounding out the notes of a song is coming a whole lot easier for any song that you hear. So it's going to be beneficial if you just go ahead and start. Don't put it off. Just go ahead and get started on it and start playing by ear from memory. Make your song list and keep that song list updated and keep a copy of it with you and refer back to it. Work on it. If you hear a song, like if you're at a jam or if you just hear someone playing a song that you want to learn, you have most of you have a smartphone. My smartphone, and I'm sure most smartphones, and if it doesn't, it's a free app. Get you a voice recorder so that you can record that person playing the song. Or if during a jam everybody's playing a new song to you that you hadn't heard, maybe after the jam, ask them, find out what the title was, and then go around and ask somebody, will you play one time through the song that we just played? I want to learn it. And I'm sure they'd be happy to let you record it so that you can use that to learn the song. It's a great way to learn some new tunes. Let's move on to Amazing Grace. It's got notes in 2 different octaves. It's going to be in the key of C. So Amazing Grace. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. Had to get in C. I should have done that first. Da, 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 da. Last note of the song, that's the key it's in. Key of C. That's where I'm at. I'm on my C. But the first note of the song goes below that. The first note of the song, let's find da 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 da. You know Amazing Grace. Da da da. That's the note we want. We got to find that. There it is. So it's G below that octave that we're playing the song in. G, C, First two notes. Amazing. Start piecing it together. Mm-hmm. 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 Hunt and peck. Did you see me? Did you see me hunt for that A note? Mm-hmm. So there it is. There's that high G in there. Go back to the beginning and play through that again. Get it in your head. You know that that first note of the song, you should go ahead and write that down with the title of the song. Even if you don't have your computer, you can have your little scrap piece of paper and go ahead and write down the title of the song and your first note to play it in C. It's G. Now, why is that the first note of the song? Since the song's in C, why is the first note of the song a G? Most songs that you look at that are written out in music, and you'll see that those, I call them the lead-in notes, which are a couple of notes that get you into the song. And that would be like on Amazing Grace would be G, C. So it does end up with the first full measure of the song after the lead-in notes. Some folks call them the pickup notes. But after that lead-in measure, which is just a partial measure, when it gets into the first full measure of the song, a lot of times that first note is C. Another hint, when you're looking at some music, sheet music that's written out, there may be a guitar chord there at the top, and I'll be sharing some of that with you when we're talking about where you can get music if you do read music, or even if you don't, you may want to use this as a guide for something. But a lot of that has the guitar chords plugged in. So in the key of C, that first chord is probably going to be a C chord for the guitar. But the lead-in note, and like I said, some folks call them pickup notes. Now, that's going back to my music terminology. Is there any such thing as a lead-in note, or is it always known as a pickup note? I do know that it is a partial measure. There's usually like a rest, in Amazing Grace is 3/4 time. So there's a two beat rest, and then the lead-in note, 1, 2, amazing, 3 beats in that. That's the first full measure. So the lead-in measure, pickup notes, there was only one note in that partial measure. The rest of it was a rest. Most of the time when you get down to the last measure of the song, it's going to end by that first or second beat of that partial measure, and then to get you started back over again, when you start the song over again, the last note that you'll see down there would be the lead-in note, that's where you would put the lead-in note to start over again, to start playing the song one more time. I think I may be a little confused on that, but that's okay. We'll figure that out. I've got Amazing Grace printed out here with the music source I'm going to be talking about in a little while. But yeah, Amazing Grace. We've got our first note. We've got our second note. Go ahead and write that down on your on what you're going to add to your song list. G, C. Next note, E. Go ahead and write that one down. Just write down the first few notes, and then go ahead and work on just picking out the notes of the tune. Pretty soon you'll have the whole thing down there. When you come back to your list and see Amazing Grace on there, you'll see the first few notes of the song. You'll know exactly what the first note is supposed to be without having to hunt for it. You'll know that you're going to play that G and the next note is C. For a lot of us, that's enough to continue on with the tune in your head, Amazing Grace. You're going to make some mistakes, and that's not a problem. I make them all the time. Have you seen folks at a when they're playing music, and this kind of bugs me when they play and hit a bad note and they react, have a big reaction. Well, I say the heck with that. Just keep on plowing on through and playing. You're gonna make mistakes. Nobody's gonna play everything perfectly every time. I've been playing for years and years and years, and I guarantee you I'm going to make a mistake or several mistakes in just about every song that I play. Maybe I should practice more. I should practice what I preach. I think we're going to end this video. Got a few more little things to go over and one more song to introduce as far as playing by ear. But this video is getting a little bit long, so we'll go ahead and end this one, and we'll start again shortly. See you next time.